Welcome, Namaskar. Today for our microdoses of movement as we drop into stillness, we're going to need a block or maybe a magazine, a remote control, even your smartphone would work. Just anything that has a little bit of an offset of the weight or the counterbalance, and you'll allow yourself to find a comfortable seated space. Once you get there, sit up tall. Perhaps you imagine holding an apple underneath the jaw and find length in the crown of the head. And then we'll get started by bringing the block. You can allow it to extend. I'm gonna use my left hand. Feel free to use whichever. We'll balance out both sides, but starting with the palm facing upright, the fingers are nice and open and spacious. You can feel that left shoulder starting to engage. Allow the shoulder to move down and back towards the midline. And if you like, you can look at the block as you start to bring it behind the head with the palm facing up towards the temples. You'll notice that rotation of the wrists and the arms. And then as you slowly bring it around, the arm continues to invert. The bicep, the tricep all rotating, and then slowly follow that range of motion underneath the bicep, the tricep coming back towards the torso, and then we'll slowly come back to where we started. Once you get there, pause, drop that shoulder right back into the socket, and we'll do that a couple more times. These are what I call infinity circles. They're a great way to add some mobility to the joints, to find any sticky spots. If you're going into a power yoga class or a class with a lot of chaturangas, or even when you travel in a hotel, this is one of my magic moves that you can always just find a way to add a little bit of relief to that shoulder shrug or that tech neck. It's also a great warm up for a chest press or anything in the upper body, because you might feel this going through the rotator cuff, those areas starting to activate. And we'll start to rotate now, bringing the block forward, under and around. Just slowly, mindfully, maybe you focus solely on the wrist, just observing your range of motion, feeling any little sticky spots. Moving a couple times on each direction, bringing everything into harmony and balance, tracing that shape of infinity, and then slowly come to center. Allow yourself just to pause, maybe the palms come face down, and just close your eyes and scan the body and observe that side of the body. Observe it feels a little more open. And then when you're ready, we'll do that on the other side. So the right arm extends out, the shoulder drops back into the pocket. You can bring that left arm to the right shoulder if you like. That's a nice offset to really keep that shoulder down and retracted. And then you're slowly going to do the exact same thing. You'll bring the block behind the head as it passes the ears. Start to rotate the wrist, the palm, everything moves intentionally, slowly. If you drop the block, it's completely normal. You may observe your body shifting, the torso offsetting the weight. See if you can lock everything in to where ideally the arms are fixed, and you just are isolating this movement to the elbows, the wrists, moving a couple times very fluidly. If you find this to be too easy, check that you're not gripping the block. That's a great little cheat, is to hold on too tight. And after you go 3-4 times in one direction, maybe observe that one side of the body is a little easier than the other. One side has a little more sticky spots. Once you rotate one direction, pause, we'll come back, sit up tall, drop that right shoulder, and then bring it in the other direction. This is going to set us up for our next little segment of nerve flossing. So as you're moving your hand through space and time in your arms, I'll just give you a little setup for the nerve floss. It's going to be really a small micro movements, almost as if you were delicately and sensitively flossing your teeth, where it doesn't really take much. You're going to drop into the nerves that move through the neck, the shoulder, the arm. And really on a level of exertion, it's more of a 3 out of 10. It's very, very soft, small micro movements. It doesn't take much, but you're going to really enjoy the relief and the calming of the mind. So when you're ready, come back to center. Set the block down. Don't need that anymore. And pause, find that comfortable seated shape. Allow yourself just to bring your practice inward, feeling the body completely from the inside. Feel your breath here. Observe what might be coming up for you in your mind's eye. Both sides feel a little more harmonious. Nice. So now that we're going to drop into the nerve floss, it's completely a build out of finding your edge, and then if you feel comfortable, adding in additional micro movements. So wherever your body says, hey, pause here, just listen to your body, trust that teacher within more so than any cues that I might provide. And we'll start with the left arm, palm facing up again. The right hand this time is going to come to the left shoulder. The left shoulder is going to go down away from the ear and back towards the midline as you sit up tall on the crown of the head. And you might hear me make the cues of, imagine that you were a pigeon or a bird, so a front to back movement or even an underbite movement. Just allow yourself to slightly engage the body in little micro movements. And imagine that you'll have that block, and this time you're going to bring that block back towards the head. And we're going to pause here. Imagine that you were showing someone your cool new earrings. The palm is facing up, and with the right ear now, it's going to get heavy. It's going to slowly drift over towards the right shoulder. And real quickly, you can feel that edge along the left side of the neck. If you like to go a little further, then you can allow the nose to start to twist towards the right side, towards the right knee, towards the right shoulder. Feel free to pause there. You want to go a little deeper, then you allow the nose to dive down. Maybe you're taking a gaze at your right pocket, and wherever you stop, slowly start to add those little micro movements. Maybe you tense the jaw, or you're almost grinding your teeth a little bit, a little pressure in the bottom of the jaw, or maybe you want to emulate an underbite and then bring the bite towards the front of the teeth. Maybe you rock the head, yes, no. Maybe those little pigeon movements. Doesn't take very much. Maybe do little shoulder shrugs or tiny little spinal waves, and then slowly, methodically coming back upright. Once you get upright, allow yourself a little reset. Maybe shake out any of the wiggles. We're going to do that again. We're going to move differently now. So the right arm goes to the left shoulder. This time we are going to flip the palm under, rotating under, and bringing it back behind you. And you sit up tall on the crown of the head. That left shoulder is actively pressing down. The right hand is guiding it back so it stays in a retraction. And then you can make the number 4 if you like, with the thumb coming towards the palm of the hand. You feel already maybe some of those nerves starting to speak up as you then allow that right shoulder and right head and ear to find a little bit of weightiness. And then similarly, you'll just bring the nose towards the knee, towards the pocket. And when you find your edge, then start to make those little micro movements, moving the head, maybe, yes, no, underbites, little waves. Maybe you feel tiny little tingles of sensation starting to stimulate in the wrist, the palms. Doesn't take much, then we'll slowly, methodically come out. And let's keep this arm here. Let's go ahead and bring it into reverse ragdoll arm. So you can bring the arm behind the back. You can keep that 4 with the fingers if you like. And then slowly just repeating that mindful softening of the right ear towards the right shoulder. Check that the left shoulder remains down and back. And then taking those small little micro movements. You lift the shoulders slightly here, maybe add a little baby spinal wave, and then all right, we're gonna slowly exit, releasing everything, coming back to center, palms facing down, eyes are closed, just feel that side of the body. Observe if it feels a little more spacious than the right side. Maybe down to the fingers, the palms, the wrists, the shoulders. And we'll do that again all on the other side. So the left hand will find a nice comfortable position on the right shoulder. That shoulder loops away from the ears. You sit up tall in the crown of the head. The right shoulder then retracts back towards the midline as we reach the right arm out with the palm facing up, and we're going to slowly bring that block towards the ear. Maybe you imagine holding an old phone, you're bringing it up to your ear, you're about to answer the phone. And with the palm facing up, you can feel free to make that number 4 here if you like, and then slowly allow the left ear to drift towards the left shoulder. Once you find that sticky spot, check that the right shoulder remains in the pocket, down and back, and then slowly introducing that slight rotation, turning the nose towards the left knee, and then down towards the left pocket. You might want to tense the jaw here. I know that we usually don't say that in yoga, but in this small moment, just allow a little tension, engaging that underbite, those little micro movements. Feeling your breath. We'll slowly come back to where we started and release the arms, the shoulders. We're gonna rotate now. So the left shoulder remains on the right shoulder, left arm on the right shoulder. We'll internally rotate the wrist as now the palm comes behind us. We'll engage that thumb into the palm. But we sit up tall. And then we allow that left ear just to float towards the left shoulder. Just making little micro movements. Yes, no, maybe you do little baby shoulder shrugs, little tiny spinal waves. Slowly coming upright, and now we'll find, let's see, this would be acapata ragdoll arm. Wait, no, that's not right. We'll bring ourselves into a ragdoll arm with the one hand keeping the number 4 behind us as we allow that left shoulder and left arm to have that intimate connection. Slowly, the nose comes down. So easy to get lost in the floss. You can obviously tell it's having a calming sensation on me, and I hope that you're experiencing the same. Just making those little micro movements, and then slowly we'll start to unwind, bringing ourselves back to a comfortable seated position, whatever that might look like for you. The hands are facing down on top of the thighs. Just close your eyes and just scan the body. Starting now to just drop into that meditative place, just feeling that lightness in the upper body, the shoulders, and just leverage that calmness and stillness as you become astutely aware of your breath, focusing all of your awareness at the tip of the nose. If you like to close your eyes or bring them to a soft gaze, just starting to drop in. Observe the quality of your breath. If it feels a little rushed, starting to slow things down. Each inhale different from the last. Each breath sending that fresh prana down to the cellular level. We bring the breath into harmony. We have that even pressure on the tummy, even inhales, even exhales. Staying present. Imagine yourself cloaked in invisibility. Maybe your concentration on the tip of the nose feels that space is starting to expand. Maybe you start to feel that you're becoming one with the breath, that you are the inhale. You are the exhale. Maybe you're feeling this in the sinuses, the nose, the calmness of the mind. We'll stay here for one more minute, just breathing. More breaths. No need to rush. Just building that stillness. Feel free to remain here in this sweet space. No need to exit, but this we will close the practice. If you like, after you're done, whenever you're ready for some movement, maybe do some little shoulder circles, maybe just allow the head to move. Just feel that range of motion. Just explore. Maybe you opened up some space. I know that I've had whiplash for years, and these movements just really treat, they calm, they get those levator muscles, everything in that deep core nice and relaxed. It's an honor to practice with you. May your practice continue.